this food scale. And this is the best food scale I've ever seen. I'm gonna get rid of the one I have at home because this thing is so much better. It is going to not only track ounces, pounds, grams, and milliliters, but it literally translates from calories and carb content into 14 preset foods. I'll explain more about that as we go through. But most importantly, I have learned portion control. That was my big thing. I just realized I didn't really understand going into January with my lofty goals of weight loss, how much more I was eating than I should have been. Portion control is really a great starting point. Now this is the food scale. It is from Smart Health, Veridian. You know, we just talked about that with their blood pressure monitors. And this is all one-touch operation. This will track, as you can see here, everything from ounces, pounds, grams, and milliliters. So no matter what recipe you're following, you can kind of keep track of what, you know, ounce or weight you're putting into a recipe or serving yourself for dinner. I've been on a higher protein, lower carb kind of plan, so this is ideal. If you're doing a 4-ounce filet or you're doing 6 ounces of shrimp, whatever it might be, measure it. Weight it, then you're gonna know how many calories you're actually consuming with each thing that you choose each day. But Stephanie Roberts is joining us, and this is so important. This not only, by the way, $19.95. I paid more for mine, and it doesn't do half of what this one does. Lowest price, and it's here on 5 Flex too, so it's $3.99 to get it. This will get you to where you wanna go. If you're trying to reduce calories, think about portion control and weigh your food before you eat it or put your meal plan together for the week. Stephanie Roberts is our guest joining us to explain that calorie carb transfer to different foods. Puts it over the top for me, Stephanie. Welcome to the show.
Hey, great to see you, Callie. You know, knowledge is power, and as we try to work better on healthy eating, you have to know what you're consuming. And this scale from a healthcare company is all about providing you that information we need. So you were talking about higher protein items, so I bet eggs have been on Callie's menu lately, and many of ours, but all eggs are not created equal. They all weigh differently, which then translates to different amount of calories. So I've got my scale here. Let's talk about weight. This one egg is 1.5 ounces. Now, that's good information, and let's be real, I'm gonna eat more than one, so I would think that 2 eggs is 3 ounces, but no, they're not the same weight. So 3.05 ounces. I can also change the units if I wanted to know it. Milliliters would be a liquid unit, of course. It is 0.19 pounds, and also it measures in grams. But within these eggs, I wanna know what kind of protein, what kind of calories, what kind of carbs am I getting? So there's 14 pre-loaded foods there, and by touching the egg function, I can arrow over and find out exactly 122 calories because it knows how much they weigh. It knows that my calories and carbs are there as well. So you're getting a lot more information than you would from just knowing that you had food as part of it.
So I'm gonna use that as an example, just because I've been tracking, I have been doing eggs, but from what I've been told, or from what I'm reading, each egg is 80 calories. But you just showed us how 2 eggs is not 160 calories. Because of the weight of each egg, it transfers, so it really is only 122 calories. Hey, I like that. It's even less than what I thought it was, so you could even eat more, is my point. When you're on a diet, we like to eat as much as we can, but I love that that transfers. I think that translation is just brilliant. The 14 preset food categories: flour, sugar, butter, eggs, chocolate, chicken, beef, pasta, rice, pork, bacon, sausage, milk, and cheese. I think that's really brilliant. That's what put this over the top for me. Because, you know, there's a lot of food scales out there, Stephanie, and they just weigh your grams. They weigh your ounces.
Absolutely.
But this is so much more.
You're getting so much information. And here's something else that put me over the edge, because this is not something that my scale would do. It's called tearing, right?
Yes.
So I put a bowl on here. Now I can take away the weight of the bowl. Let me get this to 0 out for you. See how it says 0?
Yep.
I add the bowl,
Yep.
so the bowl weighs 15 ounces.
Yep.
Well, I don't want to weigh the bowl, and I don't want that to factor in.
Right.
So when I hit tear, it now goes to 0.
Yep.
So now I can accurately know, we're gonna put some meat in here, we're gonna make a salad, right? And here's the thing about salads. You know they're healthy, it's everything else you add on that may not be. So maybe I'm allowed 4 ounces of protein, that's only at 375. So now I can carefully get just Oh, I went over. Okay, you know what? I'm going to cheat on that 100th there. 4.05 ounces of protein. Add that to my salad. And now I know. Maybe I'm going to add some cheese. And boy, talk about where things can add up. I'm still tared at 0, but I'm only allowed to have an ounce of cheese. So I want to know exactly what that is.
Exactly.
And guess what? I'm happy to keep adding. There's my ounce. 1 ounce of cheese. So when you're measuring specifically like this, I'll be honest, I'd have sprinkled a lot more than this on just because I would think, oh, that's just an ounce, it's no big deal. You don't know unless you measure. So no matter what it is, whether it's health and wellness related, maybe you're baking. Baking is such a precise thing.
Exactly.
You can change this with the ounces, with the grams. You can tear out to milliliters and measure your liquids, because remember, I can take away the jar or the container that my liquid is in and get an accurate measurement, and then I can know exactly what I'm doing. Butter, one of the presets, so important, Callie, because when I make eggs, I might not count the calories in my butter because I would think that it doesn't matter, but now I can do that. So I love the fact that I can really get more information, right? If I want to know about the milk, I'm going to want to know that right now I can take this off, I can measure what's in there, and simply by arrowing over to, I can find out not only what that milk weighs, but also I can find out what it contains. So therefore, I am getting all sorts of great information about all of these different items, and obviously not having to count the container they're in. So you're going to build a more healthy salad. You're going to have that information, Callie, and it's going to help keep us on track. Knowledge is power.
Without a doubt. I needed somebody to tell me what to do. and my scale is what told me what to do. And I normally don't like somebody telling me what to do. But when it comes to a diet and the discipline you need to have, you really want all of the information. Here's your on off. It's easy touch screen. That's also your tare mode. So if you put a bowl on there, hit tare and it'll bring it back to 0. And you can see the units. It'll go from ounces to milliliters to pounds to grams. And these are all the preset food categories that will transfer or translate the weight to the calories contained. Love this scale. For me, it has been the key to getting a few pounds off this year already, and I'm gonna continue. But even moving forward, even if I'm not on a diet 6 months down the road, just to have the precise measurements of, you know, when you're baking, it is a science. So Stephanie, thank you so much for joining me. It's my top pick of the show.
Oh, I love it. 4 ounces of protein, I'm ready to go.
Go eat it and enjoy every bite. When you're hungry, food tastes so good. So stay on the line for that. By the way, back there, you can see that fit bag from Tony Little.